Sicilia sono. La guardano con grandi meraviglia, vicino che non c'è nato tutto mondo, e sulla cala nostra s'assimiglia. La conca d'oro e chi sta cascia luci, sotto la neve voce per giurriri, spara lo faro la sole anche a luci, la napo scorre in mezzo ai papiri. Sicilia, Sicilia, canta una pastoreggia, Sicilia, Sicilia, mormora fontaneggia, l'aria non soli inchino.
Hey, I'm Carlos, I'm the Accidental Chef, and welcome to the Accidental Chef Cooking School. Well, today we're going to cook some really exciting stuff. You know, it's summertime here and everything's so fresh, so we've got a nice orange and fennel salad we're going to make today, and we're going to make a chicken Venezia. It's one of my favorites. We start with some extra virgin olive oil here that I've got heating up right there, and to that I'm going to add some chopped whole garlic with a little dry basil in it. Just put that in there like that, and I'm just going to give that a good stir. This is a very, very simple sauce. Now, the secret to this sauce is that, you know, you get your garlic hot. Now, you got to be really careful with your garlic. It's an easy thing to cook, but it's a very easy thing to burn. So you want to just make it just right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get me a nice towel to keep my hands clean. Now, when your garlic is ready to add your next ingredients, you will know because the garlic will become fragrant. In this other sauce pot, I've got some water bringing to a boil to make the linguine, which I'm going to mix with my marinara sauce. Very quick sauce. You can see the oil is sizzling. I'm smelling that marvelous garlic. I wish you were here so you could smell it well. And I'm going to add to that crushed tomato. Now, crushed tomato is in the grocery store down at the bottom with the puree and the whole tomatoes in the larger cans. There we go. Don't want to waste anything. I know my Sicilian grandmother's watching me. She never wasted anything, so I don't want to be caught up like that. All right. Well, now we give that a good stir. Now I'm just going to stir this. I'm going to bring my heat way up on it. And I'm going to stir it so that I've got my sauce good and combine my oil and that. Now, whenever I make this sauce, as you can see, my tomatoes is way down in the pot because the crushed tomato is so thick it has a tendency to plop, so you don't want to put it in a pot that's too low because it'll be all over your range top. All right, I'm going to add a little bit more dry basil to this. There we go. And I'm just going to give that a nice stir. I use the dry basil because it does two things. It gives it a lot more flavor. And when you use a fresh herb, you want to use it at the end of the recipe. You don't really want to heat your herb too much because you're going to lose a lot of its value. So we're going to put the dry herb in here, the dry sifted basil. And the other thing that it does, it's going to make our sauce turn a nice, rich color that we want. All right? Well, while our pasta comes to a boil, I'm going to set this right here in anticipation of the water boiling. While that's happening, I'm going to make us a lovely salad. How about that? Well, 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 look what we have here. We have fresh fennel. Now, fennel is, you probably see this at the market all the time and you wonder what it is and who on earth eats that. Well, it's a huge fan ingredients in Sicilian cooking. Now, rarely do you eat the fronds. Now, these are very nice. Now, I have an aunt, she puts the fronds in her fava beans, and she serves it with a nice Chianti. But most people just put them off to the side, all right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my mouli. The basis of my salad is fresh spinach, so I'm going to slice with my slicer, I'm just going to go ahead and slice my fennel. Now, fennel seed is the ingredients that they put in Italian sausage. Now, if you ground the fennel seed, you get the herb they call anise. Okay, you can see it's nicely thinned. The Mooley did a fine job. Fennel has a nice licorice flavor. Okay, it's giving my Mooley a run for its money. All right, and take that. Now to that, we're going to add fresh orange slices. Now these are lovely navel oranges. I'm going to take my bird beak knife. This is the side of the knife, and I'm just going to make some score. I'm going to score the skin on all four sides, north, east, south, and west. Then I'm going to take the top off, and look, it's just going to make that just slide right off of there. Isn't that fun, the way that just pops off? And just makes it really easy to peel. All right. Okay, and then I'm going to take these slices and I'm just going to cut them into smaller pieces with the fennel. There we go. And I'm going to get my sous chef to bring me the Kalamala olives from the back so we can put that in there. And so the olives that, they're nice, the calamari are the nice black ones that are, this time we bought a dry cured, so it doesn't have a lot of oil in it, and they're pitted. So I'm just going to get the second orange just peeled right here. Now, if you go to our blog, accidentalcookingblog.com, you can find all the recipes that we're doing here today at the cooking school and our other recipes, and you can find out, follow us through all our culinary adventures. There we go. Great. All right. There's some nice calamari olives. They're black, and sometimes they're called Greek olives, sometimes, but they have a marvelous flavor. I'm just going to fish some, and you know what? Since they're pitted, I'm just going to leave them whole. Put that in our salad. Yum, yum, yum. All right. Looks like our water's trying to boil there. Our sauce is coming along lovely. All right. Get that good and hot. Okay. Finish my last orange here. Got that peeling just right off of there. The navel oranges are such delicious. Yes, they'll add such nice flavor to this salad. Got my oranges into small bite-sized pieces. All right. All right. There we go. There. This last one kind of gave me a fit there, but I won. It tried, but I subdued it. Okay, great. Now the last thing we want to put is a little bit of shallot. This is a shallot. They're usually in the market, oops, got a little piece in there, by the onion. I'm just going to cut the tip off, and I'm going to make sure that I've got all the nice skin off the outside. A little skin like that, that little layer comes off like that, and I'm going to use my slap chopper. Y'all have seen me use this device before. It's wonderful. I'm putting it on the small setting, and I'm just going to put this like this, and boom, it's all chopped. It's almost a miracle. There we go, you see? Put that in my salad. Get all that goodness out of there. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, little cayenne pepper, yum. Sometimes the recipe calls for black pepper, but I almost use cayenne exclusively. A little coarse salt, yum. All right. Now, this is what we're going to do. We're going to take some nice Parmesan cheese. Now, this Parmesan cheese, this is pecorino. So I'm going to use a carrot slicer or a vegetable peeler, and I'm just going to make nice big wedges of cheese. You see how nicely it brings that out of there? So, and this is, you can see I've got a small piece of cheese here. I'm just using the what's left. Never throw your cheese away, because you wind up with small pieces. You can either use them for stuffing your meats, or you can just use them to do what I'm doing, or throw them in the food processor and grind them up into beautiful shaved pieces. If I can get this little gizmo to work here, I'm going to be a magician. If that's it, I had it on backwards. All right, there we go. A little accident at the Accidental Chef Cooking School. Oops, there we are. Not beautiful? Big wedges of cheese. Looking lovely so far. All right. Well, you know what? I'm just going to put a few of these fronds from the fennel. Okay. Most of your guests will think it's dill, but it's fennel fronds. Say that fast, fennel fronds. There we go. All right. Let's check our sauce. It's getting nice and thick. Okay, well, let me tell you about the sauce. We got in our oven, we have got some chicken thighs that we have been baking. We marinated the chicken thighs, and what we did was, with a little bit of Worcestershire, a little bit of salad oil, that's a vegetable oil, and some Creole seasoning, and we put them in a hot oven, 400, north of 400, and we just baked them until they were done. Okay, so I'm gonna cut them in half, like this. They're quite hot. They're quite hot. I'm gonna use my shears. Just like that, good kitchen shears. They're good for all kinds of tasks. Ooh, this is really too hot to touch, but hey, whatever. My grandmother used to amaze me the way she could touch hot stuff. I don't think I ever saw her use a hot pad. But that was then, this is now. And so I've got all that chicken cut up. How about that? All right. My sauce is doing great. Get my chicken. Remember, if you want to know anything about the recipes, or where the Accidental Chef is demonstrating, or where the cooking school is operating, or anything like that, or how you can learn more about cooking, go to Accidental Cooking blog. Join the conversation there, and we will keep you informed about all the culinary adventures going on around here and around the world at accidentalcookingblog.com. All right, just cut these into bite-sized pieces. That way your guests don't need to cut them up. You know, most of you have heard me say I was a caterer for many years, so whenever I prepare something, it's usually for people to stand up and eat standing with just a plate and a fork and not a knife. So this is a great dish for the catering line. All right, I think I got them all there, all there. I'm cutting them on the tray because I want to just take them right from the tray into my pot. I don't want to lose any of that good dripping. See all that wonderful stuff there? Because that's a lot of seasoning is right there from the Creole seasoning. Okay, we got that, and now I'm going to add a couple of cups of sliced black olives. Now, these olives in this form don't have a lot of flavor, so I'm going to just put them in there to add some color and some texture to my dish. Boy, that's a beautiful sauce, huh? Very nice. Let that just keep cooking there. It's a beautiful thing. All right, my salad is just about ready to toss. So let's look at it again. We've got the shallots, the oranges, the fennel fronds, the nice big pieces of cheese. Oh my God. This is Pecorino Romano cheese. Pecorino Romano cheese is made with sheep's milk. It's a marvelous cheese. Oh gosh, I wish you were here because it's so fabulous. All right. Well, let's give this one more turn here. Yummy, yummy. Okay. We need to add our pasta to our, put a little salt in my pasta and break my pasta in half. Again, I want it in bite-sizable pieces. This is a pound of pasta. It's usually enough for about 10 adults. There we go. Oh, look, I found a stray piece of pasta. There we go. I'm just going to give that a good toss and let that get where it needs to go. It's this linguine. Linguine is a nice flat pasta. I'm going to put 7 minutes on my timer. All right. Great. All right. We love to cook Sicilian here at the Accidental Chef Cooking School. You know, my family is Sicilian. My great-grandparents and my grandparents arrived in the United States just before the turn of the 20th century. And they brought with them the rich culture and rich ideas on family and faith. That was very important to my ancestors, and from that I learned at my grandmother's knee and at my grandmother's table all about food. You know, most of us have our best memories of our family around that dinner table at holidays, or for me it was always Sunday lunch at my grandmother's. That was a command performance. You didn't have any options, so you just had to be there. But it was good because she always had something wonderful cooking, some kind of wonderful tomato. Now, you know, in northern Italy, they use a lot of cream sauces in the heavier dishes because it's cooler or colder climate. Well, as you get further south in Italy and, of course, into Sicily, the cream sauce is replaced by the tomato. So that's why we have such rich tomato sauces in the south of Italy. So this sauce is doing really well. You know, my family was 5 generations in the grocery business, and when I went back and looked at my great-grandmother's recipes and my grandmother's recipes, I found that most everything she cooked was smothered. That is to say, cooked down. But what I realized is that she, from the grocery store, any produce that was at date or spoiling, she would take the good portion of it and cook it, and then give the rest to the hogs. You know, they wasted nothing. When my grandfather arrived at Ellis Island in 1890, he had 1 gold coin sewed in his pants. And that was the extent of his prosperity. His father, who had little language skills and then couldn't tell the immigration people his name in Sicily, so he had a ruddy complexion. So they gave him the name Russo, which is my last name, because that's the Latin word for red. So that's how we got that surname. I'm sure most of you have a similar story in your family about immigration, especially if you come from those Baltic places or other places like that where there's a lot of consonants in your name. So I've got this, I'm trying to control this baby, but he's still blopping, so I'm getting a little bit of flash over, but we're doing really good. Why don't we take a look at our salad here? We're just gonna toss it with a little olive oil, okay? Now, you noticed I cut the oranges and everything over the bowl because I wanted the orange flavor, the orange juice that is, to come into my salad, okay? So I'm just gonna toss it real good. Let's just get it really nice and tossed. Oh my Lord. This is the most beautiful thing I've seen in a long time. The nice orange, that little touch of lavender from the, oh gosh. I'm just going to press a couple of these orange pieces against the side to really introduce some of that nice juice flavor into my salad. Mmm, yummy. All right, we love to cook here at the Accidental Chef Cooking School, and we'd love for you to learn how to cook with us. So just anytime you want to, go to our blog, accidentalcookingblog.com, and see what we're up to, see what recipe we're cooking today, and have at it. Let's see what we got here. We just got a couple of more minutes there, and what I'm gonna do with this is I'm gonna toss it in here with the sauce and the linguine, a little bit of breadcrumb, seasoned breadcrumb, some fresh ground Romano cheese, and some basil. Just gonna cut the stalks off of here. So I've got some nice basil leaves here. Basil is a very sensitive herb, so you want to use it, you don't want to cook it a lot. That's why I'm adding it fresh to that. Now, when my grandmother made her tomato gravy that she cooked all day with the tomato paste that she put her meatballs in and her Italian sausage, she didn't add the basil until the very end, right as she was serving, because it would make it, you have much more evidence of the spice or the herb at the end. Oh, look how beautiful that is. Oh, geez. Is that a quick sauce? 20 minutes, 25 minutes? It's ready. You can cook it for 30 minutes. It'll keep cooking and get browner and deeper and richer, but it doesn't have to. Let's see what we got here. Almost al dente. All right, lovely. So what we're gonna do here is I'm going to ladle some of my sauce into here. Oh geez, hold on to your hat. Oh my Lord. Is that beautiful? Look at that color. You see that rich color? That's that dry basil that did that. Oh yes. The chicken, you know, was almost completely cooked in the oven. On my oven, I have a convection, but I also have what's called a roast convection, which puts the broiler on a low setting while it's baking, and it helps to brown the food. There's my beeper telling me my pasta has come to time. All right, there we go. That looks like enough to start. We can always add more. And then we're just going to ladle right out of the pot, because you know, I like that starchy water that comes from the pasta. I'm going to put it right in here. I'm going to try not to make too big of a mess, but there's no guarantee that that's going to happen. You know, the difference between a cook and a chef is that the chef doesn't clean up. So that's why I'm making such a lovely mess. There we go. I'm getting most of that nice linguine. The linguine is a narrower, it's a wider and flat, much like fettuccine, but it's not as wide. So it's going to work real well. It's going to carry our sauce real well to the plate, and it's going to be a beautiful thing. All right. I think I've got just about all of it. A sufficient amount. There we go. Then I'm just going to give it a good toss with the sauce. Oh, is that delicious looking, or what? Or is it just me? I guess I'm oversensitive because I'm here and I know this dish. It's a dish I invented, so I just love it. Okay. My grandmother made a similar dish, but she put the fennel right in her red sauce, and then she added oysters. You know, we lived near the coast as a child, so there was always fresh seafood. And you know, in Sicily, it's an island, so there's always fresh seafood. So that's why the Sicilians made such a great adaptation into South Louisiana. The climate was similar. the seafood. There we go. Is that beautiful? Good Lord, that's gorgeous. All right. There we go. Well, let's do this. Let's get us a couple of plates. Have a little lunch here, or dinner. Is that beautiful, huh? Do you just want to come over and have some of that? A little bit of this beautiful spinach and fennel and olive salad. Remember, all these recipes are available at the Accidental Chef blog spot, accidentalcookingblog.com. We're so glad you joined us today, and please come again. We love you here at the Accidental Chef Cooking School, and we'd love for you to learn everything you want to learn about great food, and we're here to teach you. You have a wonderful day and enjoy this beautiful meal in your own home.